Okay, there we go. Okay, we're waiting on our guests to show up, and once the guests show up, we'll get on with the show. But I will say this: this is our first show where I actually was able to go live without mistakes, and that's not even true because I was just trying to go live and I couldn't get on. I almost panicked. Try again. Anyway, we got a real good show for you today. We're doing, we're going to do the piece where we prove that all the brothers, all the so-called Negroes, African Americans in the 50 states are basically related genetically. We've been scattered amongst the nations, and we've been scattered in the 50 states. We've been programmed to believe that we're not related. I think that's something. We've been programmed to believe that we're not related because the different states or geography, the different places that we live. In fact, if one were to be honest about it, we'd also have to include the brothers. I'm sending it to you now. We would also have to send you a new one. We would also have to include the brothers in the middle passage. And that's something that we have failed to do in the past. Y'all have to excuse me. I know this is a little weird, but this is what it is today. And then being that this is my first live stream, I will tell you this. I'm really kind of proud of myself because I had to go in and create another stream on YouTube, and I actually got it to go. So I'm resending the links out now because I got pushed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the lesson myself. And I guess my guys will be coming in. It's actually my fault that they don't have the link. This is like, but you know what? It's like when you first do something the first time, it's like being on a job. It's like being on the job. You go to the job for the first time and you're new on the job, and it's like horrible being new because you make all these mistakes. And that is what took place here. I'm new to live stream and I'm making all of these mistakes. And I'm trying to make the adjustment. I'm trying to adjust for it with my personality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send one more link out to one of the guys, and then I'll get started. And then you guys chime in as you come in. As you chime in, as you come in, it's a new link. I'm going to get this to this guy. New link. Let me see. New link. New link. So anyway, I'm going to get started because I made the mistake. So since I made the mistake, I have to be the one to start by myself. So work with me here. I've done this before. So let's go. I want to open this up. This is going to be probably one of the best lessons that you guys are going to get on who we are in these 50 states. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go straight to our share. I want to share. I want to get the screen up so you guys can see. I got some really, really beautiful artifacts for you for this video. And I want to open this up in the book of Genesis, because remember, the title of the lesson is We Are Brothers in the 50 States, brothers and sisters. And so in order for us to understand who we are as a people, we got to go back and pick this thing up in Genesis. where the Lord is telling brother Abraham that his people or his seed was going to be a stranger in a strange land for 430 years. And that's in, we're going to pick this up in Genesis, what is this chapter? Okay, the 14th chapter, no, the 15th chapter. And I'm going to start reading at verse 11. Got to break out another Bible because the Bible that I got, I worked it so bad that you can't even read the verse. But I always tell people, your Bible should not be pretty. It should be well written in with a lot of notes. So I'm going to pick it up at chapter 14 and 13. Is that 14? That's 14 and, hold on 2 seconds. So anyway, in the 14th chapter of Genesis, the Lord is telling it, actually in the 13th chapter of Genesis. Hold on now. My Bible is tore up, guys. I know this does not look good, but that's life. It's in the 15th chapter of Genesis, and I'm going to pick it up at verse 11. Genesis 15 and 11, and it reads like this. It says, and when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. Hoshak. In Hebrew, that word darkness is Hoshak or Choshak. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed, Zado, shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 430 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. So this was the prophecy to Abraham, that his seed would go into a captivity and be in that captivity for 430 years. And what we find is that there's a record in the King James Bible that Israel went down into Egypt, into the captivity for 430 years. Now, this is the question. The question is, what dynasty was that? Well, the dynasty that had held Israel captive was the 18th dynasty. Now, the book said Israel was going to go down into the land and be there for a minute, and be there, actually not a minute, but be there for 430 years. So I want to show you, and this is really important, that we got Israel going down here. We got Israel going into the Assyrian captivity. And the only reason I'm using this is because in the Assyrian captivity, Israel is going into that captivity with wagons and oxen. And it's critical because about the time we get to the captivity of the so-called Negro, you're going to see that he went into the captivity on slave ships. I hope I didn't give my guys the wrong link, but it appears I did. And so if you go to Genesis, the 46th chapter, and you pull it and you bring and you begin reading in verse 5, it's going to tell you. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father, their little ones, their wives, in what? In the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And so we see here, the only reason I'm using this as an example is to show you that when Israel went into the captivity with the Assyrians in 722 BC, you can see the Hebrew, he has braids, knotted braids. They went in wagons. Subsequently, or actually prior to this, when Jacob went down into Egypt, he also went in wagons. And you say, well, why is that important? It's going to become very important when we get to the tail end of this lesson, because you're going to see when Israel goes back into Egypt the second time, he's going on ships. Jacob went in wagons. Now, I want to read you something, but I get down here to Exodus. I want to run over here right quick and see if the guys got in yet. Okay, there he is right here. Add to the stage. I see he got in. Brother Nehemiah.
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, we live.
Okay.
Hey, and it's not your fault. It's my fault. This going live thing is a little different. You know what I mean?
Take a second to get used to.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what's going on here? But anyway, I'm currently at I transitioned to a new artifact that I got up on the screen. I don't know if you can see it. Are you able to see an artifact with the Israelites working with the mortar and the stones?
No, I can't see it.
Can't see it. Hold on. Let me see if you can see if I can make this plainer. Okay, you can't see it, but I can. Go to add to stage. Okay, here it is on the stage. So I've added this artifact to the stage. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now this artifact that's on your stage, it appears I might have to do this with all of them. We'll see. This artifact that's on the stage is Israel, when Jacob Israel or Jacob Yisrael or Yaqub Yisrael went down into Egypt. The book said he went on what? He went in wagons. I'm going to pick it up at the first chapter of Exodus. You feel like you got your Bible? You feel like I'm going to pick it up at verse 1. You get a Bible because we're going to be going back and forth.
Okay.
Okay, so Exodus, the first chapter says, now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. I'm not reading all this. You can read some of this on your own. But the book says, I think I'm going to skip down to verse 8. It says, now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. You know, I've been teaching these lessons for 1,000 years, and it never dawned on me. It never dawned on me that it was more Hebrew Israelites in Egypt than Egyptians. It went right past me. Mm-hmm. So that the declaration was, it's more Hebrews in Egypt than Egyptians, which means some of these artifacts that we've been looking at, we didn't realize we was looking at Hebrew Israelites and we thought they were Egyptians. Mm-hmm. But there's something about this artifact that I want to point out. I'm going to skip down to verse 12. I'm not reading all this. No, I will skip down to verse 13. It says, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick. You can see this artifact here that's on the screen. What is Israel working with? He's working with what? Mortar and brick. You see the bricks and you see the mortar. There's also something else in this image that you should take note of, is that you can't tell the difference between the Egyptian and the Hebrew Israelite. Now I'm gonna see how sharp Nehemiah's eyes are. Hey, Nick, which one of these is the Egyptian?
The Egyptian.
So they both look alike. They're both blacks, but which one is the Egyptian?
That's a good question.
Now see, hey, his eyes ain't sharp as they used to be, guys. But check this out, huh? Look at the guy with the stick in his hand. The guy with the rod is the what? Is the Egyptian.
Right.
So you got a guy with a rod here, a guy with a rod sitting down by the sign. And so this is the reason why when the centurion asked the apostle Paul, he said, hey man, are you not that Egyptian that led 5,000 men out into the wilderness? Paul said, no, I'm a Jew from the tribe of Benjamin. Moses also was mistaken for an Egyptian. What was his name? Jethro. He asked his daughters, he said, hey, why y'all come back so soon from feeding, from watering the flock? They said the Egyptian helped us. And that Egyptian was who? It was Moses. Mm-hmm. So the idea behind the artifacts is to show you that so far Israel is a black people. So the people that went down into the Egyptian captivity was a what? They went down as a black people. That's just simply fact. And that's important because remember, we got to prove in this lesson that we are brothers and sisters in the 50 states. Whether we like one another or not, we're related. That's just the way it is. We're related. And we just don't seem to like each other. We don't get along. But this artifact right here comes from the 18th dynasty of Egypt. And there's another interesting thing about this artifact. All the pharaohs in that 18th dynasty had the last name what? They all had the last name Moses.
Right.
Is that not interesting? Hey, Mike, I'm going to send it to your email, okay? All right. They all had the last name Moses. In fact, I think it was the last pharaoh of the first pharaoh, the last pharaoh of the 17th dynasty had the last name Moses, and his descendants going into the 18th dynasty had the last name Moses. And so I always tell people, I'm not a mathematician, but if everybody got the last name Moses, and I'm looking for a prophet named Moses, it seems to me that we might have found Moses in the 18th dynasty. What you think?
I would agree with that.
I'm trying to tell you, you ain't got to be that bright, right or wrong. You ain't got to be that bright. Let's go a little further in this. So the book said they was going to be working with mortar and brick. And then I'm back at Exodus, the first chapter, the 14th verse. And then it says, and in all manner of service in the field. So we got another artifact for you that depicts the Israelites working in the fields. And these people, it's like I tell people all the time, and a lot of people don't believe this, but the Hebrews were so famous that everybody that held him captive took a picture of him or a snapshot. And again, I would try this again with Nehemiah, but by now I think he'd have caught on. Who is the Egyptian in this artifact?
It's a lot easier this time.
Hey,
but I had a question
with the baseball bat, right?
Yeah, the guy with the bat. But where is these images? Where are they located? I know they come out of museums now. Where were they origins?
Well, this artifact came out of the tomb of Pharaoh Tutmosis II, and the visor, and I guess the visor from that period was that's a real good question. But this comes from the tomb of Tutmosis II, and you can find this artifact, British Museum, the Louvre Museum in Paris, in Paris, and the Pergamon Museum in Germany. I apologize for not having that on the screen. But if you didn't know any better, you would think that somebody went down into those tombs and painted these artifacts on the wall, wouldn't you?
Right.
It's just like it's uncanny.
And in the artifacts, do they actually identify these the workers as Israelites, or do they?
No.
Okay.
No, because think about what took place. What actually took place? When the so-called scholars, the Gentiles, the Europeans, or the white scholars went down into the tombs, what did they say? When they came back out that tomb, they said, there is no proof of Israel in these tombs. Well, that's not what they meant. What they meant was there was no what? There were no white Jews or Anglo-Saxon Jews on the walls in the temple in Jerusalem. In the temple, these pharaohs' sarcophagus or these tombs. So when they went inside and they saw these black artifacts on the wall, guess what they said? He said, man, we can't find Israel on the wall. No, you just, the Israel you was looking for wasn't on the wall. You know what I mean? Israel was on the wall. He's on all the walls of Egypt. But you was looking for somebody else. And they went down there and they saw these black Hebrews on these walls and these tombs in Egypt, and they were very, very disappointed. That's the best way I could describe it without coming across like a nerd, but somebody that has an agenda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to. So I want to see what I got here. Let's see what we got next. Now, the question now is: was Israel? Is there any other evidence that the Hebrews or the Israelites were in Africa? Well, for some of you, you don't understand. The word Africa is a Roman name, and the word Africa is a Roman name, and Scipio Africanus, the Roman general, defeated Hannibal at the Battle of Carthage, and then the name Africanus or Africa spread over the whole land. But before then, we have a testimony. We have a map on your screen, and we're going to show you this map. This is from dated 450 BC, the world according to Herodotus. And if you look at the map, I've underlined for you the three continents that are shown: Europa, Asia, and Libya. So there's no such thing in 450 BC of what? This continent called Africa. This is all they knew back in those days. Three continents: Europa, Asia, and Libya. Also, I realized that I was listening to what's that little short dude named from the Ukraine? What's his name?
Zelensky.
Yeah, Zelensky. And you know, he was talking about Europe, and he called it by this ancient name. He called it Europa. They still call it Europa to this day in Europe. So there are only three continents listed. So let's go and see so the ancient name of Africa that was known in 500 BC was Libya. So let's see what Peter called it in the second chapter, Acts. We're going to see if you pick this up for us, brother. I can give my voice a break. Acts 2:1.
Okay, Acts
2:1.
Okay, hold on. Okay. 2 verse 1, Acts. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
Skip down to verse 5.
Verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
So everybody showed up in Jerusalem during what we call Haggai Shaboah. In Hebrew, Haggai Shaboah means Feast of Weeks. In fact, if you go back and look in I think it's the 23rd chapter of Leviticus, and you look at Yahweh or the Lord's feast days, you cannot find Pentecost. Why is that? The word Pentecost is a Greek word. That word does not exist in your Bible. It means 50. So our fathers called it Shaboah, which means weeks. And so the Feast of Weeks, the reason there was nothing but Jews or Israelites in Jerusalem was because the Gentiles had not been admitted to the church yet. So why would they be in Jerusalem showing up for a feast that they knew nothing about, right or wrong? And that kills another myth. And this other myth is that the Gentiles took over the church on the day of Pentecost. That just did not happen. It didn't happen because they were not present. Let's go a little further in this. Now check this out. So skip down to verse 8 because Peter said, let's skip down to verse 8 because Peter gonna tell you there was Jews born in Africa. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And how we hear every man in our own tongue wherein we were born. Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers of Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and in Pontus and Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene and
so wait a minute. In what? Libya. So Libya was the ancient name of what? Africa. So the apostle Peter hit it on the head. And this proves something else to these seminary schools. What? That because they always taught that Africa was not in. Well, I don't know if I've never been to seminary, so I'm gonna have to issue a disclaimer on this one. But for some inexplicable reason, they supposed to be the scholars and the teachers. They did not know that that Libya was the original name of Africa. So this proves what, brother? It proves that the Hebrews were what? They were in Africa. What you call Africa now was called what? Libya in 30 AD. Are we okay with this?
Gotta be.
I'm telling you, it's simple, but when you start really, when you take a moment and you really look at it, you start realizing, hey, wait a minute. Them brothers was in Africa. Why? Because every time we ran from war, every time we ran from anything, we ran down to Africa. That was our place of refuge. Now, I put this here, this map right here is called Cummings-Negro of Judah. And that is I guess that's some kind of old English. So it really means the crowning of the king of Judah. The date on this map, you like that? The date on this map is 1723. And you can find it. I had it written down on a piece of paper because I was like, there's no way I can pronounce this from looking at the map. But it's this map came out of Denmark. It's called the name on the map is Getroken, G as in George, Getrokien, UIT Dema, the crowning of the king of Judah, and it came from the Netherlands. And this proves that as early as 1723, the Europeans were aware that the kingdom of Judah had migrated to West Africa. You said, well, is that all you got? No, it's not all I got, but it's a start. This map right here is, this map has a carbon dating of 1747. 1747, this map was created by the royal cartographer for two kings, King Louis XIV of France and King George II of England. And when this cartographer, his name is Emmanuel Bowen, when Emmanuel Bowen came back from mapping out West Africa, this is what he came back with. He came back with that the map state shows that the original name of the slave coast was what? Kingdom of Judah. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, I can see
So
it.
it's the kingdom of Judah. And then not only do we have Judah, we got Benjamin at the bottom about the Bight of Benin. That's Benjamin. And to the left up here, your left corner, we got who? The Ashanti. So this satisfied a prophecy that said what? That the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver from where? From between his feet. So Judah and Levi is always what? They are always together. Always together. And so why is this important? This is important because if the kingdom of Judah was the original name of the slave coast, what does that mean when we start looking at the North Atlantic slave trade? It simply means that everybody that came into the captivity had to be what? It had to be Judah. 3 tribes are listed here: Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. Your North Atlantic slave trade. I'm gonna read you an article. Here's an image. I put this in here because it was kind of graphic, but this is true. These are some Arab slavers bringing some Hebrews into the captivity. I want to read something out of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and I want to pick it up at verse 64. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. It's critical because remember, and there was something I mentioned earlier. I mentioned that Jacob went down into Egypt in wagons. Remember that? But
Okay.
but now we're gonna see that Israel gonna go back into Egypt on ships. This is a second time. Deuteronomy 28 and 64 reads. Deuteronomy 28 and 64 reads, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. So that was the curse. And that word in Hebrew is poots. And I know this is going to sound funny, just like somebody poop. that's how it's pronounced, poots. But it's spelled P-A-T-S, like patsa, but it's pronounced poots. That means to scatter. And verse 68 is the kicker. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with what? With ships. Well, when Israel went to Egypt the first time, that's why I showed you, Israel went on what? They came in wagons. So this is talking about a second time. I got these people texting us, they can't get in. But you know what? I hate being new. I used to hate new jobs.
New training systems, new boards.
And it's like, I know they're looking for us. I made a mistake tonight. You know what the mistake was tonight? I used the same title that I used for the announcement. So anyway, I know. So that's all right. But at least I'm live. But anyway, so the book said in verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee in Egypt again with ships by the way wherever I spake. You shall see it no more again. You shall be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So I put this imagery out there to give you an idea of the brothers coming into the captivity. This time, the prophecy said Israel was going to go back into the captivity on ships. Nobody came into this region of the Americas on ships as captives, but who? But us. Now, I have to separate the 13 colonies out of this conversation. We'll do another lesson on that. But the 13 colonies, they came as indentured service because the English did not believe in the institution of slavery. But as far as the South was concerned, and not just the South, you know, when you start talking about the North Atlantic slave trade and our brothers, you got to talk about South America. You got to talk about all your favorite resorts: Haiti, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Brazil. That's our family too. So we have been conditioned, we have been brainwashed and conditioned that we are separated from the rest of our brothers. Like we just one little group in North America, and we the only Hebrews. No, all of those are our brothers, and we have to change the way we think when it comes to the rest of the family. You understand me? Nehemiah. All I hope I didn't lose, brother.
No, I'm still here. I just had my microphone muted.
Now check this out. Just to show you how special the history and the artifacts are. What you see today is Louisiana State University published a piece called Creole New Orleans, Race and Americanization. And it was edited by this R. Hirsch and Joseph Logsdon, Louisiana State University Press. Now, and I cropped off, I copied a portion of a page and put it on here so you could understand that it was common knowledge that the slave coast was called by the name of the Kingdom of Judah. It says, and I'm reading for you, paragraph. On page 67 of this publication, out of notes of a white slaver recalling the inventory of human beings on a cargo ship. Let's see what he writes. He writes that 16 slave trading ships arrived from the Senegal region. 6 ships came from Judah. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
6 ships came from Judah and landed at the mouth of the Mississippi. Well, guess what? On this side of the Atlantic, my people, my mother and my father from Jackson, Mississippi. I know I'm Judah. Hello, somebody.
Uh-huh.
And in 1731, one ship from Judah landed 464 slaves at the mouth of the Mississippi. On page 69, it states that the Company of India had a trading post at Judah in the Gulf of Benin. There it competed with all, it didn't say some, did it?
All of the nations of Europe.
And the Portuguese was taking the upper hand at Judah. Let's examine it. I don't want to look at the Boston University publication. I just want to add, I want to give you another eyewitness account that was not a map. This is a legitimate book that's in the inventory at Louisiana State University. You can fact check this, and it also calls the slave coast what? Judah.
Yeah.
How come this is not part of your curriculum in the school system?
Right. Yeah. That's that and man, that's heavy.
Trying to tell you, they it's like I always tell people, people got a lot of explaining to do. You just got a lot of explaining to do. It's like you can't tell me, but then again, I understand the concept. The concept is you keep the eyewitness out of the classroom.
Mm-hmm. So
I want to go a little further than this. You know why? Hey, I'm starting to feel this lesson. Wish that too bad I didn't. I named it after a previous post. Okay, and like, hey, we saw that already. Now, what I've done is. Now, we just got through reading the document from that page from Louisiana State University. It said what? All of the nations of Europe had a port at the slave coast for the Kingdom of Judah, where they was bringing the Jews in. And what people don't understand is they wrote in their history books that we don't know who went where. It was a garbled. It was no structure to the slave trade. These black folks was being slung all over the Americas with an S, and nobody had documentation. Well, they lied. Each one of the European nations that was enslaving the Jews, the black Jews, they also had their own colonies in the Middle Passage. So France had its own colonies. So France would take Jews from the Kingdom of Judah and place them in her colonies in the Middle Passage. Portuguese did the same, the Spanish did the same, and the Dutch did the same. Then when they came to America, they took their Negroes or their slaves from West Africa and put them in their colonies in North America. The French did the same, and so on and so forth. This is how it was done. So once I realized that, I went back and I said, okay, well, where did France put her black slaves? So France owned South Carolina. So France took brothers from the Kingdom of Judah and put them where? In South Carolina. Tell me that ain't interesting. So the brothers in South Carolina was a former French colony. Detroit. So Detroit was what? The name is French. So the name Detroit was what? Full of what? Judah, Levi, Dan. I forgot to put Benjamin on here. So far, these are all the French colonies. And the French took their slaves from the kingdom of Judah. So they go Detroit. So Florida, another French name, another French colony. Judah, Levi, Dan, and Simeon. All this is proven out. Texas, Judah, Levi, Dan. I forgot to put Benjamin. Shame on me. Arkansas. Didn't know that was French, did you? Judah, Levi, Dan, Benjamin. Mobile, Alabama. St. Louis, Missouri. These are all French colonies. Illinois. I didn't know that. You know, this one right here escaped me. Louisiana. Mississippi. Oh, they go my mom and my daddy. Maryland, Virginia, and Georgia. And guess what? We got brothers in Detroit right now. They got beef with the brothers in Texas. One of the brothers from Detroit shot a couple of brothers from Texas, but the brothers from Texas were trying to rob the brother. His name was All-Star. And he shot two of the guys. I think he shot Ben 10. So now Detroit told Texas that it's on. But what they don't realize is they are legit. They are what? Genetically what?
Related. Yep.
We all brothers. And what are we doing? We're killing each other. Why? For clicks and subscriptions and likes. And so they got the guys, the podcasters, they fanning the flames. So not only do we know that where Judah is, we can show you from the maps and the fact that and what nations went into the slave coast or to the original name, the Kingdom of Judah. And all we got to do is go back and pinpoint their colonies in the Middle Passage and in North America, and I can tell you who is in that colony. How's that?
This is that's awesome. It's very interesting. It makes me ask the question: how do
what? That's a long how do. Huh? Oh, Terrence just made it in. Hey, man.
I've been here for a while, bro.
Hey, man, I apologize. I apologize for that, Brother T.
No, you're good. I was just listening.
All right. Hey, I gave, it's like, this is like our real test run, it appears, because I made the mistake of naming this broadcast after something I had, a 20-minute piece I had sent out earlier. So I don't know if they said, hey, wait a minute, this is the same one, but it's not. But anyway, this is good practice. Now check this out. What we were showing here, I don't know, did you see this map that I got up with the locations?
Yeah, I saw the one prior as well.
This is this is, you know, like we got people running around talking about, can you prove that you Judah? Man, I can prove that I'm Judah from the Bible. You see that piece we did on Peter, the Apostle Peter. Peter saying that the Jews came up from Libya, and I showed that map. In fact, let me see if my computer let me do this. This is the map that I showed. Y'all see the map with the three continents on it?
Mm.
They showed. Let me see if it pulled up yet. Because I don't know if my computer. There he is. You see him?
Okay, I see it.
Now, this proves this. Now, this is the Apostle Peter. If it wasn't for this map, I never would have saw. I never would have pinpointed this the way that I did. You got Europe, you got Asia, and you got Libya. And Libya is the ancient name of Africa. Peter said, and this is the apostle to the this is the head apostle. He said that Jews were born in Libya, which is what? Modern Africa. So all over your Old Testament, when you see the word Libya, you need to just go ahead and substitute that word, right Africa in. How that sound?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Interesting, right? So now I want to get back down here and see if I can get us back up to speed. Let me see. Okay, so I don't know if my computer caught up yet, but so now we got that slave ship, and the brothers coming into the captivity. And what's so unique about this is that the blacks to the very left with the white on, guess what their nationality is?
If I guess, I'm going to probably say Portuguese or Spaniards.
Those are Arabs.
Oh,
That's Ishmael. So whoever took the picture, they took the picture of the blacks going into the captivity. You notice these are all little boys.
mm-hmm.
They ain't no grown folk. They caught a bunch of little kids. This is their MO. But if you look to the far left, the dudes these are all what? It's Ishmael. So what they did inadvertently was they gave us a real shot of what an Ishmaelite or an Arabian looked like before the whites went in. That's why I always say the word Arab in Hebrew means what? Evening.
Correct.
These guys look like their name. They look like the evening. But the ones that are in the land right now, the Ottoman Turks, they do not fit the name. I'm going to read this scripture, Hosea, the 6th chapter and the 2nd verse. And then I think then we'll just have a light discussion. We'll shut it down. But it's all right. I'm going to read this. Unless you are you out there, Nehemiah? Brother Terrence, can you get Hosea the 6th chapter and the 2nd verse?
Absolutely.
I want to read this to the people, and then it's gonna be about it. And well, it's a test run, and I actually got this up and running. I panicked, but I didn't panic.
Yeah, I was wrong one at first for a little while.
You was where?
On the wrong one at the first IP address you gave me.
Yeah, I just it's like I bet my people saying, man, what is Cummings doing? But hey, I learned something today. But go ahead, Hosea 6 and 2.
Perfect. After 2 days will he revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
What does that mean? After 2 days he will revive us? Well, all you got to do is when was the temple in Jerusalem destroyed? 70 AD, right?
Right.
So 2 days is 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
He says, so after 2,000 years, he gonna do what? He gonna revive us. And that's what you're seeing on the internet, all around the country, all around the world. Israel is being what? Revived. And then he said, in the third day, he'll do what?
He's going to raise us up.
He's going to raise you up. So when is the resurrection? On the 7th day. So in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter and the 8th verse, it reads, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years one day. From Yeshua or Jesus to us is 2 days or 2,000 years. And at the end of the 2,000 years, we go into the 7th day, the Sabbath or Shabbat. And that is what he's talking about. So the rookie in me, I sent everybody to the wrong. But one thing I do, I'm happy about, I was able to get this thing up and running, and we did it. So, going forward, I made a mistake. I named this. You see what it says? We are brothers and sisters in the 50 states. I did a 20-minute piece. So they probably, if they went to click on the 20-minute piece, they missed the live stream. And I was thinking about that 30 minutes before we were supposed to air. And I said, hey, you know what? I messed this up. Hey, I'm new.
No, I think you did well, brother. It's a learning lesson.
I'm new. You know, I just I'm new to this. It's
Right.
interesting, ain't it?
Yeah, I had to. This is the first I've ever heard of this streaming service, so I was unfamiliar with it. I had to talk to my son. I'm like, "What is this streaming service?"
Yeah.
Because he's into all this computer stuff.
What did he say?
Oh, he said it's just a new service that he found out, and that it drops less. You have less problems with drop lectures on it.
Right. And the thing about it is it allows you to go live. And that's the beauty of the service. It allows you to go live.
Oh,
So
the other one does not allow live.
no, they don't like it doesn't allow you to go live.
Oh, okay, okay.
They don't allow you to go live. You know, like Zoom, you know, like when we do the Zoom piece, I do the Zoom piece, then I post it. If you do a piece on YouTube, you do the piece on YouTube and you post it. But
Right.
it does not allow you to go live. So listen, we're gonna close this out, and then I'm gonna go. Now I know not to confuse the titles.
or the links.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what it did when it went out. When I went out and came back in, the link changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the link changed. The first link was good, but when I came back, I said something ain't right. So I clicked it on, and I said, "Oh, this is a brand new link." So I'm learning, you know. So next Wednesday we'll be better. We'll do better.
Perfect. Because I went in and I saw two people. It says two people on, but it never let me in. I'm like, what's going on here? Then you sent me the other one, and then I got in through the other link.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It says people are watching, but no one made a comment. So you know you guys, you know we set this up so you could speak your mind.
Right.
So maybe it's something that I did that was. Let me see. Let me ask this.
I only saw two people.
Right now it says 6.
Mine shows 2.
It must be me and you.
Yeah, that's all I see is 2.
Hey, that's all right.
Right.
You know, that's all right. We gotta get the kinks out.
Right. You know, I was talking to John about it. I think we should probably try to invite John as well, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, he could have. I thought to say that to you, but I was rushing. You ever be? It's like the day that you got to do something for the Lord. Everything is hectic. When you have like 2 days, everything moves around and it moves so. But then every time it look like you're doing something for the Creator, it's like you're running out of time. It's like the hill. Everything is going uphill.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna close this out, and then hey, I appreciate you coming on, but it's gonna be me, you, Nehemiah. Brother Mike couldn't get in. He was having a problem getting in and getting out. Oh, we got somebody, Sonda Gray. Okay. All right. Well, she said, I'm watching. All right. Well, praise the Lord. Hey, I made the mistake. Oh, let me send a post out. I'm gonna get better at this.
Well, we welcome everybody that's out there, and I like the format to be able to speak of issues or questions that we have.
This is what time it is. You know, I know it's gonna blow. It's gonna be the spot. I just got to make sure. I just can't keep making these rookie mistakes. You know.
Oh, give it time, brother. Give it time. It's a whole new program. Like I said, I'm unfamiliar with this completely.
But hey, I'm gonna get on out of here. We have a sister named Sister Sandra Gray. We appreciate you. We got my man's here, Moore Henry. Thanks, man. How come you guys look? We got a post from. Where country is he from? What country are you from? We got a brother from out the States. I don't know. I think he I think this brother's from England. Let me see. Let me see what country he's from. And you know what? I didn't get any alerts that they came in. Oh, he's from the United Kingdom. Okay. From the United Kingdom. Hey, man. Hey.
Yeah, brother.
So you know what? This was a good test run. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a real good test run. In fact, everything is kind of smooth. I like the way everything went. We just didn't, the people last week when I tried to do I was doing the live stream. We had about 20 people. They could hear, but they couldn't see.
Well, when I first started, I was watching you for like 5-10 minutes.
I didn't even get an alert that you had entered the room.
Right.
Tell me that ain't weird.
Yeah, I thought it was a little odd. I'm like, am I visible or what exactly?
No, you were invisible. All right, man. Let me see. Let me go over here and see what's showing up over here on YouTube. Oh, there they go to conversations.
Well, you can see him.
Oh, this brother's from Nigeria, man. My man Henry, he's originally from Nigeria, but he's living in the United Kingdom. I'm asking, how are the gas prices? I bet it sucks.
Brother Lee, I think you can see him because you're the host. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm on the. If you go to YouTube, and pull it up on YouTube, you'll see everybody's they in the chat room talking.
Oh,
We had a couple people today, but listen. One thing I'll say about the people that showed up tonight, I want you to remember this day, because when we're gonna have days where it's gonna be 50 to 100 people on the chat line, and YouTube, I'm gonna say, hey, the first time we went live, it was Henry and Sister Sandra Gray. I'm not gonna forget you. So y'all gonna be like the poster people for the stream. You know what I mean? Well, listen, man. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Hey, we'll see you guys next. Hey, we have to. Let me see. Let me put this right here. We have to. Got to pump up the spot. That's all.
Okay. All right.
That's all we got to do. We got to get it cracking. I got to get this. I think what I did, I confused the people. I did a intro. I did a 20-minute lesson. Says we are brothers and sisters in the 50 states. Almost 150 people saw that video yesterday. So I think they thought, hey, this is a recap. No, this was the expanded version of the 20-minute piece. So, hey, y'all take it easy. We'll see you again. We'll see everybody again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's gonna get greater. Keep coming. You're gonna see 10 people, you're gonna see 20, you're gonna see 50. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a nice stream. But make statements and ask questions. Yeah. All right, everybody. God bless.
All right, brother. All right.